All right, go ahead and start. This is what I want to demonstrate for you guys now that we're working with more than one color, is to show you how you can use the airbrush to what we call mix colors optically, as opposed to mixing a color and spraying that color directly. But I just wanted you to see an example. This is just a black and white Xerox print, and I'm using this as a shield. I can get as detailed as I need for most applications, and I'll be working a lot quicker here than I might, just for the sake of demonstration. But in the canvas site, there's a link to something called transparent and opaque paint. Now this is a fairly transparent paint. See, then now it's, the colors have taken on, the gray is taken on the yellow color. And if this were a more opaque paint, the black would be more covered up. Maybe you would want that, sometimes you don't. But the intention is I just wanted to show you how quickly you can get this covered, and how transparent paint now I'm leaving it light close to the leaves and the petals, so that there's some contrast there, obviously. But I'm still working on top of what's already there. Now, it doesn't have to be gray. I'm just doing that for the purpose of demonstration. It can be another color, obviously. And those colors will certainly be a lot more exciting if you put a color on top of color as opposed to a color on top of gray. It just kind of depends on if you want a more natural look or if you want a more vibrant look. And if I wanted, and I certainly would, at this stage is when I would go back over with the lighter colors for the highlights. Because this is, the green here is going to be what's technically called local color. Local color has a value as well. But you can see how quickly this can go down. And what I also would encourage is to not think of your colors going down as masked areas. So if I were, for example, wanted to bring this blue in, I might put the blue in the shadow areas, judiciously, of course. That way you don't get this isolated color effect. And I should have used a darker Xerox, but you can lighten things by using more of an opaque paint. And then once you use the local color, it has a tendency to make the lights darker, and the darks are going to go towards the middle ground. So the thing that I like about that is it does bring you to more of a middle ground where you can add the darks with the airbrush later or the highlights later. But I wanted you to see how it was a black and white print, but just by technically the term would be called glazing. That's what old masters would do. So we're just using the airbrush rather than thin coats of oil paint. But I wanted you to see how quickly and easily you can add colors and how that adjusts the values. And that's one of the beauties of the airbrush, is things can happen so quickly. So it's no longer black and white, now it's color. All right, good enough. Thanks, man.